Guys, this video is brought to you by Ridge Wallet. It's 2020. It is time to organize your life. Start with getting rid of that small suitcase you keep in your back pocket. You no longer need those receipts, the hotel key, the library cards. The Ridge Wallet is different. It fits into your front pocket. This is going to change your pocket game. Ridge Wallets hold up to 12 cards plus all the cash you need. Choose from over 30 colors and styles, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. Guys, I was skeptical at first, but once you try it, you will never go back to your old wallet. And you don't just have to take my opinion for it. There's over 30,000 five-star reviews. There's no pressure. Try it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, send it back, full refund. You decide to keep it, there is a lifetime warranty. Click the link in the description to get 10% off today with free shipping and worldwide returns. Or go to ridge.com/Chael. That's ridge.com/Chael. Be sure to use the promo code Chael. Oh, check out these fight announcements. What a good day this was. So in the same day, we get the news Max Holloway is going to fight Calvin Kattar. And we get the news that Uriah Hall is going to fight Chris Weidman. Now, back up. Let's do these in order. First off, I believe Max Holloway to be the best 45-pounder in the world. I thought he beat Volkanovski. And I'm getting a little tired of saying that because I know that I am now being a complete scumbag to Volkanovski, who not only did nothing wrong, he did everything right. He worked his way to Max. He took the opportunity. He grounded out for 25 minutes and he listened to the judges who said he won. Jerks like me and you, in fairness, we did this together. You guys went along this with me. Thought that Max should get a rematch because we didn't like the outcome of the first match, so they rematched him. Now the rematch was even more clear that Max won. It was 3 rounds to 2. Any way you want to do it, one judge agreed. The other 2 did not. So now you come back to being a jerk to Volkanovski, who did everything he was asked to do. Got there the hard way, took out the greatest, came back and fought the greatest to get him. And a guy wants some parity, a guy wants some fresh blood. Volkanovski did not want Max a second time. He wanted somebody new, but he did it anyway. On a different continent in the middle of a pandemic. Volkanovski is awesome. He did everything right. I'm talking Max right now, though, and I thought Max won those fights. So I bring that up because if I'm right, okay, if Max is the rightful holder to the throne, and now you have the best guy in the world floating around a division, you see where this becomes a problem because you got to juxtapose that with Calvin Kattar, who might be the best guy that nobody talks about. And Kattar's starting to get his rub. I realize this is starting to change. He's returning to yet another main event, which I believe marks his 3rd main event. Kattar is getting his rub, but I still think he's the best fighter that nobody talks about, respectively. So, you got to break that fight down, because one thing that Max loves to do is Western box, Queensberry rules. That's what Kattar does. Max is very long and will hit you with a wildly high, absorbent amount of punches. Nick Diaz style. I mean, he is not going to put you down with one shot like Francis. He is going to touch you, and those punches are in bunches, and he's going to touch you, and he's going to go to the body, he's going to come back upstairs. I mean, he's just a volume fighter. Kattar's a straight-up sniper. Kattar is so fast. So fast. I mean, if you want to break down the X's and O's, we're going to see 2 guys box under the MMA unified rules in 4-ounce gloves. That's what you're going to see. So don't think you have to get into who the best is and start telling the story and reading the resumes of either one of these guys. Ask yourself one question: who is going to be the better boxer? Because you're going to see a boxing match. And, it almost looked like a boxing match where one guy cheats, because they'll throw a kick in there somewhere, or they'll grab each other and try to throw a knee to the butt. You see 25 minutes of fighting, you are going to see 23 and a half minutes of boxing. Guaranteed. And that's where things do start to get a little bit weird. I mean, the number one thing that you want in boxing, it wouldn't be size, it wouldn't be reach, it wouldn't be power, it would be speed. You want to be faster than the other guy. I think that Kattar's faster than Max. But the number 2 thing that you want is to have more output. That's going to go to Max. It's one of these things. This is a weird match. that had the deck been cut differently would be for the world championship. Because Max would be bringing it. It's a very meaningful match. And guess what? I don't even know that's the number one contenders match. I don't know that it is. Because at some point, Zabit and Yair are going to fight. That's been booked and it's been postponed. When that fight happened, all of a sudden you're going to be looking at that one as the number one contenders fight. So it's one of these things. You found the four right guys. You got a hold of the right tool, but by the wrong end, perhaps. Perhaps the winner of this fight is the number one contender. I'm just sharing with you that division is so nasty right now. It is so nasty that Kattar and Holloway are going to go out and fight with possibly nothing on it. It's not for the strap because Max isn't bringing it, and it may not even be enough for the number one contendership, and they might be the two best guys in the world. On any other given Saturday, that is for the world title. Think about that. Let that set in. And think about who you think the better boxer is. Whoever you think the better boxer is who you think is going to win this fight. Okay. Take a look at the other one, which is Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman. Now, this one's a little bit more personal to me. Tell you why. Day I meet Uriah Hall is on the set of The Ultimate Fighter. And you don't have much as a coach. And they don't want you to have much, right? Like, I can't know who's on there. And John Jones doesn't. I now have an advantage when it comes to picking teams. And the same would go if John. So we both sit down, we both get a stack. They're separate. We don't even put eyes on them until they walk out. It's one of the rules to the show to preserve the integrity. Share that with you. Maybe you didn't know that and thought that was interesting. So all I have is a piece of paper and the guy's something and one. It was something good. It was 11-1. It was 15-1. It was something and one. Came from Tiger Sulman Karate, Uriah Hall did. So he comes at it. I mean, this guy's just a straight up athlete. He's got the eye of the tiger in his face to start with. His body looks like he's carved out of stone. He's lightning fast, and he's a little bit funky. I mean, he's a little bit unorthodox. He'll jab you in the mouth a few times. You think a cross is coming. He'll hit a spin kick to your head. I mean, it was one of these things where, whoa, something special's happening here. By the way, who's that one? So after we picked teams and now I'm visiting with him, hey, Uriah, by the way, see, you came in second one time. Who got you? It was Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman. And Uriah has been wanting that rematch, and he has been wanting Chris Weidman. At the time that this happened, Anderson was the champion of the world. Weidman was the number one contender. So after the show wrapped, those two finally fought, and Weidman became the champion. And Uriah, even at that time, did not want Anderson. He wanted to be the champion, but he didn't want Anderson. He wanted Chris Weidman. And there was even a backstory between those two. I mean, they fought out in New York. Well, they're both from New York. Uriah came over from Jamaica as a kid, but he was growing up in New York. Weidman, born and raised, set up a family, set up a business. I mean, he's a New Yorker, so these two, they were undefeated, both of them, at the time they fought. And Weidman out-wrestled him. I think Weidman finished him with a TKO. Got him down and ground and pounded him. But Uriah Hall didn't have coaches. He was with Tiger Sulman. They were doing karate. He had a dream on his own to be a mixed martial arts fighter. So he's trying to learn how to do all of the positions and the transitions, learn the conditioning on his own. He wasn't part of an MMA team. It was just different. And so Uriah knew that about himself. Once he got a little bit smarter to the world, he started to know what he didn't know, which was at that night, based on the skills and experiences I had, I was not going to deal with an All-American wrestler. However, I believe things are different now. Now, I'm telling you a story from 2014. 2013, Uriah has wanted to fight Chris Weidman for 7 years, irrespective of the championship that eventually Weidman claimed. Had nothing to do with that. Had to do with the night that he suffered defeat at the hands of a fellow New Yorker. First loss of his life based on a position he was not yet trained in. That was 7 years ago that I heard about that. I'd have to look up to see when that fight was. That fight could have been 9 years ago. Probably was. 9 years in the making. Uriah Hall has wanted a rematch with Chris Weidman, and I find out today he's going to get it.